This week we have Brandon Marcello stepping in for Brad Crawford. So here is his bracket. He has Texas as the top team, Oregon as the Big Ten champ, but Ohio State, they're still in it as the highest ranked at-large. Miami, Iowa State, they get the byes. A&M is in as an at-large, as is Indiana, and Boise State is repping the group of 5. Let's welcome in Brandon Marcello to talk about his bracket. We usually have Brad in here. We call him Brad Brackets, but Brandon Brackets actually works very well. So we'll just continue that streak here. Brandon, we have an interesting situation this week. We could end up at, when all is said and done on Saturday, having Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama as 2 lost teams. So as we're projecting forward, if that happens for any of those teams, whose path do you like the best to still make it into the playoff, even with those 2 losses?
I really love Georgia's path still very much because their 2 losses would have been on the road against arguably top 5 teams when they played them. And then, of course, the rest of their schedule is conducive for a run. Their toughest game really remaining is on the road at Ole Miss. If Ole Miss can string together a couple of wins, bounce back a little bit, you're looking at a top 15 win on the road and then potentially securing a spot, depending on what else happens elsewhere, in the SEC championship game. That provides them an opportunity to potentially not have to slip up again. But if they do slip up again with 3 losses but make the SEC championship game, if that's their 3rd loss, maybe they still sneak in. But if they win the SEC championship, obviously they're in. I really like their schedule. Ole Miss is mortal, after all, as we've seen. And that's the toughest game remaining. They still have Tennessee, but that's in Athens. And I really like the way Georgia's been playing at home.
Yeah, Tennessee and Georgia is a game that we will circle as far as this conversation goes. Could be a 3rd loss for one of those teams, depending on what happens there. Elsewhere in the ACC, we've got Miami at Louisville. How can the result and what we see on the field impact your bracket in this one?
You know, Miami's schedule is pretty easy for all things considered, considering all the other teams in the top 5 battling it out in the SEC and Big Ten. But Miami's toughest games remaining are against Duke and at Syracuse, and getting past Louisville on the road might be their toughest opportunity here and one of their bigger wins on their strength of schedule. It seems like we're on a collision course between Miami and Clemson at this point in the ACC, but I do see some games here where they could potentially trip up. They have to go to Georgia Tech on November 9th. That's a potentially dangerous game. And then there's also some teams kind of waiting in the background, seeing someone to trip up potentially. I see those 2 teams with opportunistic opportunities here, with Pitt traveling to SMU and hosting Clemson still on the schedule, and SMU going to Duke and then hosting Pitt. Pitt and SMU are sitting in the shadows waiting for a mistake to happen. Those 2 teams, I think, are getting forgotten a little bit too much when we talk about the ACC championship race, and as a result, maybe making it into the playoff.
It's crazy looking at this Miami schedule. I mean, they haven't played a ranked team, and they probably won't for the rest of the season. So it does seem like they're on a crash course to make it to that ACC championship game. But we've seen the Hurricanes do some things we didn't expect them to do. So we'll see what happens in this one on Saturday. So you have Boise in. But I want to know, just looking at the rest of the group of 5 landscape, they're not playing this weekend, but who is waiting for the Broncos to mess up and to lose that second game to potentially get in to the playoff themselves?
Obviously, Army and Navy both undefeated for the first time since right after World War II. Incredible journey they have had, led by 2 amazing quarterbacks. They're sitting there potentially on a collision course for an undefeated matchup. Maybe if they can both get past Notre Dame in the final game after the AAC championship game. So we could potentially see Army and Navy face off 2 times in consecutive weeks. But outside that, a team that no one's really talking about because they lost a couple of weeks ago against Syracuse is UNLV, also in the Mountain West where Boise State is at. And by the way, Boise State has to go to UNLV next Friday night in a big matchup, the biggest matchup in the group of 5 yet. And UNLV's schedule has been very, very good for them, the strength of schedule-wise. They've already beaten 2 power conference teams, and now Friday tonight, they go on the road to Oregon State, where they are favorites. If they can beat Oregon State tonight and then host Boise State and then get the leg up on them in the Mountain West Conference championship race, that makes them the top group of 5 team, I think, going in here the next 2 weeks. And then obviously we might see Boise State and UNLV once again in the Mountain West Conference Championship. So potentially a 2-round fight here between two heavyweights in the group of 5.
You mentioned that game next week. On a week from today. It's a Friday night game, and you can watch it right here on CBS Sports Network. You talk about that Army-Navy predicament, right? They could play for the AAC championship game on December 6th, and then the bracket comes out on December 8th, and then the Army-Navy game on CBS is the following weekend. How would the playoff committee handle a chaos scenario like that?
They won't. They'll just ignore that game, the very final game. It's pretty much what's set up as more or less an exhibition, a spring practice, but one that is the most beautiful and awe-inspiring setting in all of college football between Army and Navy when they all get together. But it'll be pretty much, I think, more of a celebration of what those two service academies have done this season and what they haven't been able to do over the last 70 to 80 years. A long way to go till that. But that's the way to look at that if they both meet in the AAC championship game. That's for a spot in the playoff. And then after that, one of those teams would get in. And then the game after that would just be an exhibition, a celebration for all of us to enjoy what they've been able to do this season.
Which is what it usually is anyway. That game never has college football playoff implications, and it's still magical, and we still take it in, and we still love it. So looking forward to that one, but both of these teams still have to get through Notre Dame to end up in that scenario. It's just fun to daydream a little bit. Brandon Brackets, thank you so much for breaking that down for us. We appreciate it. You can read more of his work on 247sports.com.